with that.
95!
Happy birthday. This is Somerset Diverse Communities session to say happy birthday to CCS for its brilliant 95th year. We are the newest division of CCS, and we are growing and we are flourishing. And so we're just going to talk a bit about the work that we've done. Somerset is an increasingly diverse county, and we celebrate that, and we want to showcase that, because people don't always really understand. So we've really sort of grown in size and impact over the whole pandemic. We've been around for about the last 4 or so years, and it's currently Black History Month. So one of the things we're doing at the moment is showcasing all the amazing things that people are doing for Black History Month across the county. So if you want to find out more about that, go and have a look at our website. It's all there. And I thought we'd just start with a short video from Mariusz, who's somebody who we've supported as part of our work.
Probably you don't know me and I don't know you, but I would like to share a very short story of my life, because it's not just about me, it's about you as well. So 3.5 years ago I came to Bridgewater first time without anyone, just with one bag, with few pounds in my pocket, with full positive feelings about the new culture, new place, with some story on my shoulders like everyone I think, and with some potential, which at this time I was thinking that will be nothing special. This is what I'm doing private, and this what I try to do private is I try to play in piano. I'm not professional musician, and I try to explain people the same, like I'm not professional, but I found a way how to introduce my feelings without words, and how easy is doing this if you are afraid or if you shame, you know, it's so easy found some way about your feelings in your life. So this I'm doing private. And actually the first year was really quiet here in Bridgewater, and after 1 year I found Somerset Diverse Community and one worker who was really interested in this what I'm doing. And when we get a nice chat, I explained to him everything, and he said, okay, so what are you doing 6th of December? I said, actually nothing special. And he invited me for Christmas concert in Art Center in the Bridgewater, and that was 2019, and that was the beginning of the good things what happened to me in here, in my England. That was the beginning. Why? Because on this concert I met the people from Bridgewater Together community, and fantastic full colors and very intelligent people from different countries. And when I see how they support each other and what they think about the community, I was so grateful if I can be some part of that community now, actually, because I'm proud and I can say I'm carrying on with that community now 2.5 years. And I play in the concert in Art Center. I was invited for many events around lockdown when Bridgewater Together organized that event, and Somerset Diverse Community as well. So I explained some positive feelings, hopefully positive feelings, about how easy can be life and how easy we can create our routine and how easy we can stay positive. And so I was some part of that events as well. I was some part of the QSI festival in the Bridgewater as well. So the beginning of the good things for me happened when I met the Somerset Diverse Community. That's why now you understand why I try to explain some part of my story and why you are so part of that story. Because now I'm shared with everyone from my family, my friends, something about this, what I'm doing here, and how many good things happen here. So for now I want to say big thank you to you guys. I finger crossed for everything what you are doing now. Actually I know more about your organization, and I think it's so important. So don't stop, guys, please, even if you feel tired. Hopefully people send to you the good energy and still you can carry on very well. In my opinion, you are very close to my soul now, and I try to be the best how I can for my community now and for you as well. So my name is Mariusz. I'm from Poland. I want to say big thank you to you guys, and I will be not myself if I will not say never stop dreaming, guys. All the best and see you later.
Gosh, you'd think we would be learning that by now. Sorry if the sound and the visuals didn't quite match up there, but hopefully you heard that okay. Now I'm here today with my colleagues Carter and Mahla. Unfortunately, we haven't, Justina's not able to be with us today, but she's watching from home, so hi. So Mahal's going to talk a bit more about the work that we do.
Right, so yeah, I'm really happy to talk about Somerset Diverse Communities. I do believe that you know a little bit about us so far, but for those who haven't heard of us yet, I would like to just underline a few bips and bobs and take into account what we've done in the past 3 years, more or less. So, as you probably already know, Somerset Diverse Communities support different communities, formal and informal organizations, including charities, associations, and informal groups like bunch of friends from the same background who would like to implement their projects and initiatives, but perhaps they don't know how to do it. We are the people to talk to. We can support them in order to build an internal structure, find some potential funding, make contact between them and other community groups from Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups in Somerset. And basically, our aim is to make those groups more vocal, more visible, more self-sufficient and independent. And we are very flexible in our approach. We provide a number of different projects, including trainings, workshops, online events, face-to-face events, and so on. And when we are talking about events, I really like multicultural events, especially because that's the moment where people could gather all together, spend some time, be proud of their heritage, share their cultural tradition with other people, especially with local people. There's a lot of smiles, fun, dance, music, and delicious food. So when we are talking about that, please let me to show you a short film from our recent event organized by Jasna. It was Yovil Together, took place in last August. Yes. So yeah, who would thought we've got October? Anyway, let's watch it.
Loads of together events all across the county. It's about time Yeovil had its turn to celebrate culture and diversity. So we've had quite a few communities come together. We've had the Romanian community, Italians, African Caribbean, Bangladeshi, Indian, Pakistani. I can't name them all, to be fair. Behind it, they've been amazing. They've really pulled out the stops on the day. It's been such a lot of work in such a short space of time, but just looking around at people smiling and having such a lovely time, it's worth every single second. Going to be bigger and better. I think this is the first time people were a bit dubious about being involved with it, but actually now coming and seeing it, they're like, next year, I didn't bring any food this year, but next year I want to bring food, I want to do music and dancing. So it's just captured something that was missing in our town for quite a while
I hope you enjoyed that. Now, introducing the newest member of our team, who's only started this week on Monday, so go easy on him. And this is Carter, and he's involved in our interfaith and belief work, and he'll tell you a bit more about that.
It's only my second or third day, and I've been given these fantastic glasses already. So thank you. So yes, I'm the new interfaith and belief coordinator, and I'm really excited to be starting to work with local communities and groups. And we're hoping to create an interfaith and belief network. So please do get involved. Collaborations, intergenerational events, art events, everyone's welcome to join in. Hoping to put on some training, hoping to support faith and belief and community organisers as well. So please do get in touch. Everyone is welcome, and you'll be starting to see interfaith things on social media. So please, get in touch, and there'll be more really, really soon. So looking forward to being in contact with you.
And maybe we could put our email addresses across the banner, possibly. We'll try and work that out whilst we're going on so that you know how to contact everybody. Another thing that we're involved with is English lessons. Right at the beginning of our project, working with community groups, one of the strong things that came up was that people couldn't access English classes and community English classes. And so we went to try and fill that gap, and we've received funding from Somerset Skills and Learning, so thank you very much to them, to deliver English classes, which we're about to start up again, actually. So if you're interested or know someone that might be interested, please get in touch. They're 10-week sessions. And they're completely free, and they happen all over the county, and they're open to everybody. So it's a fantastic thing that we're able to offer to communities. But also another project that was developed over lockdown is that it came out of some of our English classes and with the people that we're working with, is that people's confidence and levels of English was really dropping while people are isolating. People couldn't have those informal conversations to practice English. Plus, when people are wearing face masks, it's much more difficult to understand. So we set up a program called Language Connect, which helps people with their conversational English on a one-to-one basis. So we have volunteers, amazing volunteers, who speak English, who are linked through their hobbies and interests with people who want to improve their English, and they talk 1 time, 2 times a week, up to them. It's very, very left to the parents themselves to decide what's appropriate, what's the best method, whether it's Zoom, whether it's WhatsApp, whether it's just talking on the telephone. And there's been amazing friendships that have grown out of this. And people have gone on to change careers, and it's really, really lovely. Very, very simple, but really, really effective. So we've got a short film on that too, so you can see the benefits.
My name is Adriana Camaroto. I'm Brazilian and I live in UK for 1 year. The Language Connect Somerset program was introduced me by Jusna, and Jusna chose a perfect learning partner to me, Heather. Heather and I became friends and worked in my CV and in question interviews and in the gaps on my language skills. Now I have another learner partner. Her name is Lynn, but we just started to talk, and I'm really excited for talk more with her. Well, I think if you want to learn more about English and make friends, the Language Connect Somerset program is for you too. And I would like to say thank you for Lynn, Heather, and Jusna for this opportunity and for becoming my friend. That's it.
Yeah, so that's that. So that's very good, just for you. Yes, so if you're interested in getting involved in Language Connect, either as an English-speaking volunteer, and we really need some more English-speaking volunteers, so honestly, we'd love to hear from you. Please get in contact. It's actually our colleague Jusna that leads on that, and there's the 3 of our email addresses, so we'll share hers as well. And also, if you want the forms, they're all available on our website. So next, we've got Mahla again talking about Diverse Young Somerset.
Right, yes, I'm excited to tell you a little bit about Diverse Young Somerset. It's a new project created by young people from Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups in Somerset. They decided to run a research and talk to other young people, to their peers, about challenges and obstacles that they may face in accessing mental health services or education, whether they would like to find out whether they have experienced any discrimination, racism, and so on. And by doing that, they're hoping to do some recommendation to local authorities and service providers in order to change perhaps in order to simplify the whole process for those who perhaps don't speak English well enough, or perhaps if there's a cultural barrier. The survey is live. You can find the link on our website and on our Facebook as well. I would encourage all of you guys between 13 years old and 20 years old, all of you, to take part in it, because your voice needs to be heard by those who provide those services. If you would like to see that change, just help us to do it. And every single person who that takes part in our survey can win 20, 30 or 50 pounds voucher. So there's a reward as well. But obviously the most important thing is that we can make a change all together. So please find the survey. We will display a film in a minute. There's going to be a QR code attached, so you can scan that QR using your smartphone, and you're going to be transferred directly into that survey. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Roshan, I'm 19, and I've been living in England for the past 6 years, and before that I lived in India.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathy and I have just turned 19. I am originally from China and came to England for further education 4 years ago.
My name's Ben, I'm 18 years old and I'm originally from Poland.
Hi, my name's Zaki, I'm 15, turning 16. I've lived in England my whole life as I was born here. My parents are originally from Bangladesh.
The four of us who are talking to you today are a team of passionate young people who are really hoping to make a change through our Diverse Young Somerset project.
So in a nutshell, we've come up with 10 questions ranging from education and mental health and its links to discrimination.
We're more likely to experience poverty, have poorer educational outcomes, and may face problems accessing professional help. So the goal of our survey is to combat the stigma around BAME communities, help people from different backgrounds, and encourage people with mental health problems to go and access support early.
It's time to make a change, and you can quickly help us do that by scanning the QR code and completing the survey.
Thank you. Please fill out our survey.
Welcome back. So if you enjoyed watching Yogurt Together, short video from that event, I would like to talk about other multicultural events, because we organize much more. So for example, in past, perhaps you have heard of Toton Together or Bridgewater Together. And actually next month on 13th of November, between 11 and 3 p.m. At Toton Hall in Bridgewater, we are going to organize Bridgewater Together, a multicultural event. Everyone is welcome, free entry. If you would like to participate, or if you would like to pop in and say hello, talk to people from different countries and backgrounds, different communities from our neighborhood, please feel more than welcome. There's going to be activities for children and adults, different workshops, lots of music, food, and much more. So one of the main key organizers of Bridgewater Together, I think now this year it will take place, it's a 6th or even 7th, I would say 6th in a row, apart from different digital online events that we co-organized in the past year. which we organize online. It seems like it's becoming a tradition that every single year between October and November there's a Bridgewater Together event in town. So let's listen to Phil Sheppard, who used to be one of the main co-organizers.
Hi, I'm Phil Sheppard. I work for Somerset Film and for Seed in Sedgemoor, and I'm one of those that's been involved in helping to set up and host Bridgewater Together since its inception in 2015. We have had enormous support from Somerset Diverse Communities ever since it was set up in taking Bridgewater Together forward, and indeed in helping us with other projects that celebrate the diversity of Somerset in different ways. And I'm aware that that work doesn't just happen in Bridgewater, but Somerset Diverse Communities is working across the county, doing really excellent work, as is the parent body for whom we should be saying happy anniversary, the Community Council for Somerset. To me, the work that you do through Somerset Diverse Communities ultimately is about connectedness. It's about connecting people up in a respectful way that encourages us to recognise our common humanity and the fact that we need to be looking after each other, that there is strength in collective action, that there is strength in people being respectfully connected to one another, listening to one another, not immediately taking sides, but actually debating issues that are important, considering issues that are important not just to us, but to our children, grandchildren, and not just to our children and grandchildren, but to children and grandchildren across the planet. These are important debates. Organisations like Somerset Diverse Communities and the newly emerging Diverse Young Somerset, which I'm really excited to hear about, are hugely vital to this process. Really important work. Keep up the good work. My many congratulations and best wishes to all of you.
Perfect. So as you can tell, we organize a number of different multicultural events, but it's important to mention about other events like Chat Together or Multicultural Room that took place on 10th of October, so just 2 weeks ago. It was a fantastic full house, lots of people. Just before pandemic, when we were counting the guests, it was more or less 800 guests, lots of different nationalities who were offering their craft food, and you could try playing on their instruments and much more. So I do encourage you, if you live in Frome, please pop in and say hello and just make friends with those fantastic people. Obviously we are not going to display all of the films from those different events. If you are fancy to watch them, please check out our YouTube. You can find much more, but in the meantime, perhaps there's still a space for a short clip from Bridgewater Together from 2019.
back. So yeah, that was a lovely film. Just sort of shows some of the feeling and the sort of there's such lovely things to attend because the atmosphere there is so incredible and so welcoming and so warm. So something completely different now that we're involved in is one of our key roles as well is bridging the gap between communities and public services sometimes, particularly in understanding why communities aren't necessarily accessing services. What are those barriers that are in place? How could things be improved? Over lockdown, we spent a lot of time getting translations out to communities, and so that people understood the restrictions and how the UK restrictions sometimes differed from other places. We're also involved in quite a bit of research. So we did, before Brexit happened, we did some research for Sedgemoor District Council into the impact of Brexit for communities. We've also been involved in research about lateral flow testing. So there was recognition that particularly Eastern European communities weren't accessing lateral flow testing, and so they wanted to understand why that was, and also particularly Somerset is a rural county, and racism and ethnicity is often looked through a urban lens. And we really try and highlight that often the rural experience is very different. From that reason, Public Health England actually funded Somerset County Council to do some research locally into some of those more rural issues. So Somerset Diverse Communities were asked to go out and ask communities whether they knew about lateral flow testing, if they wanted to access, promote lateral flow testing, but also to ask people who weren't accessing it, what were the reasons for that? What were the barriers to better understand how people can be supported. Currently, we are doing some research on behalf of public health about the impact that COVID's had on BAME communities. We're not a big fan of the acronym BAME, trying to move away from it. So often we use the term ethnically diverse communities. And that's happening at the moment. So if you'd like to find out more, please get in touch. Very, very happy. And we would love to hear your voice on that. And we're also about to embark on some research for Sedgemoor District Council in regards to why ethnically diverse communities aren't accessing public services. What are those barriers? And really importantly, what can be put in place to overcome those barriers? So that research will start shortly. So again, if you want to find out more, please get in touch. I'm very happy to talk about that, and we'd love to have your voices heard. Another side of the work that we do is around community development. So do you want to talk about that?
Right, yes, thank you. So, yes, apart from those different projects that Ginny has mentioned about, like researchers, we really like them because we learn about the communities, their needs and their concerns about a specific subject. We also provide support to organizations or associations or charities that would like to extend their services or make another step further. So basically we support them, we talk to those groups, trying to find out what needs they have and how we could help them. So for example, if there's a bunch of friends from a particular specific background and they would like to see each other more often, more regularly, perhaps they would like to organize something, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know what's the legal side of it. We are the people to talk to. We are happy to support them, to explain them the whole process, the differences between associations, charity, foundation, and all the potential statuses. So when we are talking about groups, obviously in past 2 years we have identified more or less over 40 different Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups in Somerset. Some of them, they are more professional than others, and some of them, they know how to do it, how to work in the UK. They perhaps, most of their members were born here, so their understanding of system, it's much better than those people who perhaps just came to the UK and try to settle down, and they require some support. So just before pandemic, there was a group of Polish people in Yeovil. They approached us, they told us about their ideas, and we were more than happy to help them. And actually, Dariusz Białek, he decided to record a short video and to underline our cooperation.
Hello, Polonium Friends would like to say a big thank you and congratulations to Somerset Diverse Communities for on the 95th anniversary of your existence. I know we've been working together for a year and a half since we started, but that was mainly thanks to you, and we would like to say a big thank you for what you do to the community, to us, for the amazing projects, and wish you all the best in the future. I'm sure we'll deliver even more. So big thumbs up to you, fantastic job, keep doing what you're doing now, and all the best in the future. Peace, bye bye.
So yes, that was Dariusz from Polonium Friends. If you live in Yeovil or nearby, I would recommend to contact Dariusz, because if they're open to anyone, not only for Polish people, they would like to cooperate with any single person, every single organization that basically would like to achieve a similar goals. But when we are talking about supporting groups like Polonium Friends, we would need to mention about Small Grant Fund. It's a fantastic opportunity for those who perhaps have never applied for anything. They are unaware of the whole process. They don't know how to construct an application. And we've got quite straightforward application, up to £500. If your idea is related to Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups in Somerset, we would like to hear from you. The deadline is the 31st of October, and you can spend that money by the end of May 2022. If you've got some idea but you would like to discuss that with us before you apply for that grant, please do not hesitate to be in touch with us. You've got the email addresses and telephone numbers. If you can find them also on our website. So yes, I do encourage you to take that opportunity and implement your projects and just offer to a larger community what you've got to offer. So apart from that, some people you may ask, so how can I spend that money, or for what? So people are applying for different bits and bobs, and some of them they try to organize workshops, trainings, internal events. Some people organize the events for the first time in the area, in the region, and the main cost is, for example, hiring the venue. So we help that with Multicultural Room, for example. Multicultural Room, it's organized by two lovely ladies, Azima and Lenka, and actually Azima recorded a short film for us as well.
Hi, it's Azima here from Frome, and I just wanted to say a really big thank you to Somerset Diverse Communities, because they've been funding our festival for the past 4 years and doing some really interesting work with them around anti-racism, and the support we get from them is great, and it's so wonderful to see Somerset becoming a diverse community and celebrating all the different cultures in Somerset. Thank you.
You're talking about the podcasts next.
Podcast, yes. Well, that's another fantastic sector of our work. Basically, during the lockdown, more and more people tend to spend more and more time in front of the computers. We were limited in terms of meeting other people and so on. But in order to maintain the momentum, we thought that it's really vital, it's really important and essential to give those people a chance to share their voices. So we decided to create a series of podcasts where different people from different groups and different community groups could tell us a little bit about themselves, their organizations, their experience, whatever they want actually. And that's happened. I think we released so far about 5 different podcasts. Another one will appear next week. It was recorded at Multicultural Room. So if you would like to listen to people who took part in Multicultural Room, just stay in tune. Basically, we will release that podcast next week. But if you would like to share your voice, your story, if you would like to take part in it, once again, contact us and we would be happy to talk to you. But between podcasts, some podcasts, obviously, it's only audio, but we've been able to record a few video interviews with people who decided to come and live in Somerset, and one of them was Laura.
My name is Laura Bull. I am original for Colombia. I came from the capital of the salsa of the world, Cali, Colombia. I used to teach salsa. I'm very good at dancing salsa. Cali, pachanguero. Hey! That's it. Colombia is a very beautiful country. We have everything there. We're growing our own food, everything. But job is very difficult. So to be there, we need to be a multi-skill to make the living. So first of all, I used to work as a gym instructor, doing aerobics, And then when that job finished, I worked in the administration as a secretary. Then I also work in a shopping center, selling clothes, shoes, etc.
Welcome back. So that was just a really short snippet, but there's lots more. So please go onto our website and all sorts of different subjects and from really people with really interesting things to say and interesting lives to share. What we always try to do is really, really sort of at the core of us, and it's the most important thing. I said, casting of joy is that everything that we do that needs to come from the communities themselves, we have to be community-led. And so we try to respond to those needs in communities in ways that are relevant. So an example of this is we've recently received some money from Open Mental Health, which thank you very much, very grateful for. Part of this was in response to, from our English classes, that one of our a lot of Polish speakers in one of our English classes were really struggling with confidence and anxiety levels. So we've put on a course delivered by a Polish speaking clinical psychologist, because that's what's culturally appropriate. And that's a 12-week course, and it's all delivered in Polish for Poles living in Somerset. So that's just started, but we're expecting for another course to start afterwards. And another piece of work that's under that same funding is through the Women of Colour Network, which Mahla will talk about next. And that's focusing on daily discriminations and microaggressions. And that's been done in partnership with Own Drum, who are these amazing facilitators. So they're working with the Women of Colour Network. So wherever there is need and wherever people come to us with ideas, we really try and push forward and try to find the ways to meet that need in any way that might be appropriate. So sort of leads me on to that is sort of the work that we do with networks.
Yes, so as Gina mentioned, we try to work with networks on organizations, but there's a number of different networks related to equality, diversity, anti-racism approach in general. And one of them that just now actually is in charge, it's educational network in Yeovil. I know that the full name it's a bit different, but just in order to avoid any mistake, I will call it like that, educational network. If you would like to find out more, a little bit more, or you would like to take part in it, please contact us. I'm pretty sure Jasna going to be more than happy to put you in touch with those lovely people. Basically, they are discussing the problems, concerns, obstacles, challenges that they face. They face, and their children may face at the local schools. They are talking what they can improve in order to educate themselves and other people about racism and anti-racism actions, discrimination, equality, diversity, and so on. They're much more. They're open for your suggestions as well. So it's a very flexible network. If you would like to be part of it, just let us know about it. And as Ginny has mentioned, there's also Women of Color. There's another amazing project co-organized by and managed by Jasna. So basically, it's combined by different people, by women of color from different groups in Somerset, and they can share their experience. They can talk about how it is to be a woman of color in Somerset. They can support each other, they can educate themselves, they can feel that there's a chain of supporters if they need any support, obviously. They can implement and propose different projects and initiatives, and we are there to help them to make that happen if possible. If you would like to find out a little bit more about that, once again, I would recommend to talk to Jasna. She's the best person to talk to about women of color, but obviously do not hesitate to use email addresses of any of us, and we would be happy to forward that email to Jasna and try to answer to your requests.
I'll just add to that, if anybody's interested in receiving cultural education training, we are very happy to pop those requests into that network, because it's got a lot of cultural education providers on that network who are amazing, and they cover the county. So please forward them our way and we can pop those requests into the network for you. And then we've just got a final little film, which is one of the first films that we did when we set up. We went out and we asked people about their experiences of living in Somerset and reasons why people came to Somerset. And so just like to introduce Bobby.
I'm Bobby Chako. I belong to a southern part of India called Kerala. We all know that it's God's own country. I stepped in this country for higher studies. I'm a postgraduate in pharmacology. When I came in Somerset, I was a bit worried. We don't know how people gonna accept me. We got a different color, different accent, different culture. I'm from Kerala, I told you. So we have a multicultural community. So we don't have any problem to meet others. We got that tolerance and acceptance, but we are not sure how others feel. When we start a conversation, probably they're gonna think, oh, how this person could be. There's a different color, different accent, different culture. But when we start talking and when we engage a little more deeply, so I don't think is there any much difference. But let me tell you one thing, people in Somerset are amazing. My hope for the Somerset is very positive. I hope this peace and the harmony in the society will remain the same. We got an Indian Cultural Association, and we are around 50 families together. We conduct cultural gathering 4 or 5 times in a year. So through this, we promote our culture, our language, our tradition, and art forms as well. Sometimes it's handy, we get an additional support or anything like from the outside. When we conduct these kind of events, it's a great platform so that we can meet together with the different parts of the world. We can share our culture, we can share our language, so we will feel like we are in the same umbrella, we are under the same umbrella.
Lovely. So thank you very much for that, Bobby. So that's really us for the day. Oh, sorry, Mahla, I missed you out. I'd just like, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. I hope you've got a better understanding of a bit of what we do. As we keep saying, please get in touch. We're very friendly, very approachable, and very, very happy to help. Can't leave without saying goodbye to Nikki, who's been doing all the woo woo. Doing all the technical support today, so that's why we keep looking that way. And a massive thank you to everyone who has funded us over the years. So that's Somerset County Council, Mendip District Council, Sedgemoor District Council, police. I don't want to forget anyone. South Somerset District Council.
Somerset Community Foundation.
So yes, so we're currently funded by HPC Community Fund, by Somerset Community Foundation. And also funded by Public Health, the Interfaith and Belief Role. So thank you, everybody. And most of all, thank you to everyone who we work with, because there is such amazing work that goes on across Somerset, and we love working with you all. You're the heart of it all. You're the reason we're here. So keep up the good work, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Oh, that one worked. Yeah.